I want 112,000 today.
Don't want to die. Death is a constant reminder here.
The more people we kill, we advance.
You ain't supposed to be alive.
Stealing, shooting people, doing whatever I had to do.
We had to make a living.
I want him dead. I want his family dead.
I know how to grind. I started from the bottom.
Never rat on your friends.
Race to rackets.
It's rough on a black man.
Hold up, we're gonna blow this whole...
The year 2015, Alpo Martinez was released from prison. After doing over 20 years in prison, he was placed into the Federal Witness Protection Program under a new identity. Now, he was supposed to do the 35, but didn't. Now, Alpo had money waiting for him, believe it or not. He had money in the tuck. Why you think he didn't rush to do a Vlad interview? He had more money than they had to offer. Now, if he was hurting, we would have saw plenty of interviews from him, but that wasn't the case. Now, he was placed in Lewiston, Maine. That was past New York, past Connecticut, past Boston. The population is 36,000. He was away from all the action, and it was driving him crazy. So just imagine sitting in jail with 30 years, thinking about all the fun you're going to have when you get out, and then they place you somewhere like Maine. But Alpo was arrested in 91, and he was 25 years old. Now, people don't talk about how short of a run he had. He had about a 4.5 year run. He made a lot of money, but the run was short, just like John Gotti's run. These names are big, but people overlook the guys that had like a 15 or even 20-year run. Alpo and John Gotti didn't have long runs. I'm not comparing them to be equal, because John Gotti didn't become an informant. He told the government, F you, now excuse me, I'm about to go die in my cell. But anyway, Alpo was 25 when he got arrested in 1991. He was still a kid. He missed his entire 30s and almost his entire 40s. So he couldn't do the witness protection because he wanted to live, just like all of us would want to do. You think he was going to miss out on all these IG models, modern day women, these new cars, designer clothes, you know. But like I said, he only had a 4.5 year run. What would you do after sitting in prison for 20 years? Before anything, he wanted to test the waters. The first video that hit the internet of him wearing a blue coat was security. Now, that video looked at as it was early in the morning, but that was a smart move from Alpo. He wanted to see the streets' reaction. And when the streets saw that video, they only saw one thing. They saw a dollar sign. See, many guys reach out to him, telling him everything's good. And I'm talking about some serious players. Now, when people say cash is king, forget about stocks and bonds. People think cash is more valuable than loyalty, family, or even morals. And people could say what they want. And Alpo knew he had to throw some money around if he wanted to come back. He was used to doing that. He did it when he went to DC, so it was nothing to him. He had the funds, so when he came back, he wasn't alone. He had his street connections, and he put a lot of money in people's pockets. Why you think he was comfortable enough to approach Jim Jones? He had guys on the street, best believe me. And best believe Alpo got a phone call when Jim Jones was spotted in the city. He sat on Jim Jones for like an hour, just like he was stalking his prey. But that's how he used to move when he was rolling with them hitters. He would come out only when the sun was down to do business. Plus, he had to move a certain way, especially with all the dirt he was doing in the streets. So Alpo was sort of moving like that when he returned back to New York. But Jim Jones shook his hands and gave him praise. I'm surprised Alpo didn't make him take a pic with him, because he did it to someone that was on the internet talking all that rat stuff, but was in the pic shaking Alpo's hand. He looked it very uncomfortable. Now, just like New York, Alpo was riding around in DC, believe it or not. Now, let me ask a serious question. You think DC really cared about Wayne Perry? Alpo was the one that bailed him out when people in DC didn't even want him on the streets. Even his own crew didn't want him out. If anything, they were happy he was in jail permanently. I'm just keeping it 100. It's sad, but hey. So, he didn't have any problems being in DC. He ran into celebrities like ball players, actors, rappers, and they flicked it up. Them street guys must have forgot they don't like rats every time he was around, because it was just all love when he came. You'll be surprised who was praising this man behind closed doors. And yes, guys were scared of him. They heard stories about how he got busy back in the day, so you know. Now, when he was out moving around, he was attending fashion shows, movie premieres, basketball games, the whole nine. So when he passed away, it was super random. And I'm guessing he got just too comfortable, because he knew he wasn't supposed to be on the street at 3 a.m. That's when all the bullshit happens. And if you have to bring a gun, why even go? Why even go there? So the question is, did they give him a pass for snitching? Were people scared to confront him? Did people just didn't want to take that risk? Or did people just didn't care? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Now, I did feel an Instagram coming from him before he passed away. Imagine Alpo with an Instagram. It would have had a couple million followers. All of you would have followed him, I know. He would have had a lot of blue checks in his comments. He would have had a blue check himself. And for the people that think he faked his death, the government wouldn't spend another dollar trying to protect Alpo. The government wouldn't spend taxpayers' dollars on Alpo of all people. There's really no benefit for faking his death. I really can't believe I'm talking about this right now, but I have some people that comment this on a video, and I wanted to address it. And he's too flashy to fake his death. So there you have it. People, let me know in the comments what you think, because y'all matter too. Take care, people. I'm out. Don't forget to give this video a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Shout out to all my subscribers, man. Thanks for the love, and see you guys next video. I'm out.